The Gina and Matty podcast.
First things first, how was the big birthday party?
Oh my goodness, I am on the biggest high. It was the best weekend ever. So I'm 40 now and feeling fabulous.
And quickly tell us, this is good for radio. You thought a stripper showed up, but who was it?
It was the cops. Very good looking cop, mind you.
Did
so
you
I
ask
wouldn't have
him?
minded if he
What, did you
stripped,
ask him to take his gear off or anything? I probably would have gone straight
but
to
yeah,
that.
there was quite a few that did.
I
yes,
bet.
indeed.
Sorry, officer. You're just going to have to handcuff me.
Well, I did tell him, he's like, we're going to have to shut this down. I was like, well, those words will not come out of my mouth, so you're going to have to go and tell the people in there because there's no way I can shut my own party down.
Can I
And
ask,
he did.
What time was it? What time was it? Do you know?
That was at 12:30, so I'm so sorry to my neighbours. We're not that bad
But he
usually.
came the first time earlier, right?
He came at 9 originally, looked around and was like, okay, a bunch of 40-years dressed
Yeah.
as cowboys, we can get out of here. This
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah, this will end soon,
This will end soon.
surely.
Yeah, it's bedtime for these
He
guys.
made it all the way till midnight.
Yes, we
Oh,
did.
gosh. Well, there's probably nothing as exciting as your big birthday party, but what else is on this weekend for us
For
to
me,
go
a nice
to?
quiet one. But for everybody else, we have got lots and lots on. Tonight, the Mariners kick off their season. It's a grand final rematch.
Yeah.
So Mariners versus Victory kick off at 7:35. It is at Industry Group Stadium. So get on down. Tickets still available. Over the weekend. So we've got plenty of markets. You did ask last time I was in here about markets, so I thought I'd better
I
put
do
some
love
in.
markets.
Yes. Well, Saturday, the Galleria at Along Beach, they've got The Market. They call it The Market.
Oh, 'cause
it
it's
must
the
be.
best one,
Oh,
maybe.
must be. I don't know. The Market. And Sunday, there's also markets at Umina Beach at the Peninsula Recreation Precinct. Also, the Gosford City Farmers Markets on Showground Road as well. They're
Oh, they're
Sunday.
good. Yeah.
We're going to rewind to Saturday because on Saturday at Copacabana, they've got Copachilla. Have you guys seen
No.
Copachilla?
Will the Prime Minister be there?
Oh, probably. So he won't need to leave his balcony. Be able to see it from there. But it's an event. It's a new one, so I don't know much about it, but it's from 4 p.m. It's family friendly up until the sun goes down, which sounds pretty exciting because
Yeah.
when the sun goes down, DJs, it's a BYO event, it's DJs and sips on the beach. So
Oh,
it
wow.
looks amazing, but again, I've not been. So get on
That
down there
sounds
and check
great.
it out.
Yeah. Tag the Coasties Mag in any of your socials as well so the girls can see what it looks like.
Please do. Well,
Yeah.
Nikki's heading down actually. So
Oh,
she's
she's
heading down
gonna
with the
go?
kids. Yeah, I've
Oh,
got
beautiful.
lots of different bits and pieces on Saturday, so I can't make it. But Nikki will head down with her kids.
Oh, you'll be
So
able to see it in your stories at Coasties
Totally,
Mag.
yeah. She'll be able to send me plenty
Great.
of information.
I was going to say, what bits and pieces you've got on, you're still tired.
Really,
party.
yeah. I know. It's like, yeah, I'm catching up.
So,
up.
keep going. Tell us what else
What else?
there
Oh,
is.
there's lots of sold out events. So I was looking at events going, well, that one's sold out, which is really good for the coast. Lots of
Yeah.
things happening that are selling out. But then I'm going to fast forward to Monday and the Gruffalo is at the Art House. I don't know if you know that book.
I
yes.
Gruffalo.
Yeah. So again, we're going to that. It's actually proudly sponsored by Coasties Mag. We love the Art House and I love
I love the
Gruffalo.
Art House as well.
I have every one of the books.
Oh, Julia
in that
Donaldson's
series.
books,
Yes.
they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Room on the Broom,
Yep, got
Stickman.
everyone. Yeah, my kids are so excited. They keep asking when Monday is, but we've got a lot of things to get through before then.
Have you moved on to Gruffalo's Child? Have you
We've done Gruffalo's Child.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. We've done them all. Yeah.
Forgot we're on the radio. Sorry, just keep going. Just having parenting chat. So that's great. That's happening on Monday.
Monday evening, yeah.
Beautiful. Well, make sure you keep an eye on at Coasties Mag as well, because that is where all things local are happening across the coast. You have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you,
Rest
guys.
that
You
head
too.
of yours, and happy birthday once again, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Gina and Matty.
I was at a gig last night, actually. I went and saw Olivia Rodrigo.
Me dry like a damn vampire.
Took the 9-year-old Billy along. Had my 7-year-old Ziggy there as well. This was his first ever concert. Well, proper
What?
concert, you know, like
Great first ever concert.
the Wiggles and that don't count when they're little, but this is the first, like, real gig. And, oh, boy, she was fantastic. Right. I had a New Zealand artist, Benny, on before, did the opening act. She was on
She
from
good?
about... Yeah, she was great too, actually. She was on from about, I don't know, 7:45 to about 8:30, and then Olivia got on stage about 9 o'clock, and, look, I thought she was phenomenal. She's 21 years old.
That's insane.
The crowd were going off. She's got like some real diehard fans. She did all the hits. It was like 95 minutes on stage.
Yeah.
on
Like,
and
was
off.
it like Taylor Swift where the fans sang along every word and you couldn't really hear her?
Oh, no, because with Taylor was in Accor Stadium, which
Yeah.
is the old stadium, Australia, the Olympic Stadium, and you're outdoors there and very different.
Yeah.
And this one was at Kudos Bank Arena, so you got the roof and you got the
Different
big
feel.
speakers, different feel. Very,
Yeah.
everyone was singing every word.
Yeah,
Like they're all
yeah.
hardcore fans. But you could hear her too, and she was like really interactive with the crowd,
Yeah.
and she did this really cool thing where she sat on this what could only be described as like a chairlift that had been turned into a moon, and it sort of swung around the whole stadium, so everyone got to be up close and
Isn't
personal
that
with her and just talking
So
to
even
them.
the nosebleeds could see her for a moment.
Yeah, and I think with Kudos as well, because I think it only seats about 10 to 12,000.
Yeah.
There aren't that many terrible seats.
Yeah.
Like you still feel, and the way that it's built in that arena style, you feel like you're on top of the stage regardless.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. And she was really interactive with the crowds. One girl gave her a shirt. One of her songs is called Deja Vu.
Yeah.
And she gave her a shirt that it said Deja Roo, and it had a kangaroo on it, and she lost her mind.
That's funny.
And then the best part, other than the parking spot I got in the car park, which was awesome because it's
You need to share that. So people know.
absolutely not telling anyone the best place to park when you drive to Homebush because it is the easiest exit and people will take it. But so a big part of her music is about being best friends, besties. She's 21. She's from America. It's like, who came with their best friend? Who's with their best friend? And then they cut to the big screen and they had like roaming cameras. And it was like we were up on the big screen. So everyone in the crowd was up on the big screen and then they'd find someone with their best friend and they'd be hugging and like,
oh, that's cute.
and then it was like, who came with their mum and dad? And then they'd find mums and dads with their kids. And then it was like, who came with like their boyfriend or girlfriend? And then they found a couple. And then it zoomed on this one couple. Well, these two people. And she's like, oh my gosh, how cute. You guys look so great together. And he's just starting to lose a bit of colour in his face. And then she's like, could you do us all a favour? Would you be able to give us a little kiss? And then he mouths, she's my sister. And we go, oh my God, she just died. She's like, oh my God, I feel terrible now. And everyone lost their minds. But it was fantastic. She's got another 3 gigs to go. So if you are heading down to Sydney to see Olivia, you will absolutely love it.
Gina and Matty.
So today I'm supposed to be rehearsing with my band and we were leaving tomorrow morning to fly up to Brisbane to do a big country music festival that got cancelled only on Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wednesday
yes.
the weekend.
2 days ago, yes. So you imagine what that does to my life. You know, I employ a band and a sound guy and all kinds of. They've all knocked.
Did
back
they give you a
gigs.
reason why? Was it ticket sales? Was it what was it?
Yeah, I think it was ticket sales, and look, hasn't been handled brilliantly. But the complication of that, you know, the stuff festivals get cancelled all the time, but you don't think about.
Unfortunately,
And
more and more so.
More and more so. I'm going to run through a few in a second, but you don't think about, you know, it's devastating for the people because there's lots of people out there who their hobby is going to music festivals. It's their passion. They love it. They book ahead.
Well, it might be
in
their one
advance.
night out, you know, of the year. They've saved up a bit of money because those festival tickets aren't cheap.
They're
so you save
so
up,
expensive. You
book a
booked a
babysitter, accommodation.
Book a com often. So that happens to the fans who are going to come to the show. But to me, I have to cancel my band. I've got 2 members of my band flying in from Nashville today to come and do the show with us tomorrow.
Wow.
You know, they've all said no to other gigs. So the boys in my band and girl in my band have lost, I don't know how much money because they all could have done other gigs. The reason I think the one I was on tomorrow, which was in Gumbungie in Queensland, just out of Toowoomba where I come from, they put it on the same day as Groundwater, which is a big, successful one up in the Gold Coast. I think they didn't probably research enough to say you wouldn't put them two big festivals on the same day within an hour and a half's drive of each other. So we all thought that, and I struggled to get my regular band because they were all playing at that.
Yeah, right.
But the people I did get now can't play at that festival, and they would have all been offered because country musicians often play with more than one artist. So the repercussions of that, I still have to pay my band. We've got airfares. Some people have paid their own airfares, band member, not my band, but Max Jackson, for instance. Her gig was she goes up, but she had to book her own airfares and book her own accom. So she's potentially lost that money as well as she'll still pay her band. I was a delivered fee, which means they pay our airfares and they pay our accom. It's a different deal.
Right,
whoever
okay.
your agent is makes that deal. So we aren't going to lose as much as some artists. So we will still, you know, pay our band, obviously, because they've lost a lot of money themselves. So it's a big thing. And then I thought I'd run through one of the ones that's the most successful, CMC Rocks. So country music, as you know, right now is massive.
Well, that was the thing like, when we were talking about all of the festivals that were being cancelled. And a lot of them have been like the alternative or indie festivals like the Spilt Milks and the Splendors and that kind of thing. And you're like, well, the country music ones are still booming.
Gone off. So CMC Rocks is up in Ipswich in Queensland. It sold out in 6 days. 23,000 people bought tickets, and that's not till next year. The year after has already sold out as well. So CMC Rocks is killing it.
Have they announced the lineup? Are people buying tickets without a lineup?
They announced the lineup slowly. So they've announced a few of the big American headliners, but then over time comes the
That's
rest.
a risk, isn't it? If you're buying a ticket for a festival and you don't even know who's playing.
It's got such a good reputation, that one. Tamworth really took a hit when COVID hit. So Tamworth is really rebuilding. Where we heard yesterday the Wiggles are going to go and perform up there for the first time. So there are some festivals that are doing great. In particular, I think country music, because country music, thanks to Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs and people like that, bringing music onto radio stations like this, country music's bigger than it's ever been. But things like Splendour in the Grass, you just mentioned, that got cancelled. Now, there was talk at the time because Kylie Minogue was headlining that. Now, the people that would normally go to Splendour in the Grass apparently were like, who's Kylie Minogue? She was that next generation of artists that they didn't really know.
I don't think that's true. Kylie's selling out gigs.
And she is. And
like she's putting on extra shows. I've got.
I think that wasn't her audience base. That was the wrong town or whatever.
Splendour's struggled for a few years.
Yeah,
and it's so expensive. Over $700.
And they did have Splendour in the Mud, which was that horrific when it just kept raining and raining.
And weather. So this is the thing. It's COVID. Getting back from COVID, weather can be bad. When we went to the Byron Bay Blues Festival this year, the weather it rained. It rained so hard we'd have to stand inside and listen to some music we didn't want to listen to. And just over there was a tent that we wanted to go to, but you couldn't get there without getting completely saturated right through. And also, that's another one that's been cancelled after about 24 years, a Byron Bay Blues Festival.
But with those alternative festivals, like your demographic is, say, 16 to 25. That's where you get those Triple J artists are playing. Yeah. And you're expecting someone of that age to be able to, one, get to Byron, two, pay $700 because of the insurance costs, and there's no government help at the moment to save these festivals. And you've got to pay $700 for a ticket. Like, who can afford that?
And also, once you're there, when we were up at the Blues Festival, I was just wandering around because Rod, my husband, was playing in the Whitlams. I went to get us a drink. And it was like $40 or something for 2 drinks. And so not only do you pay that massive fee to get in, it's super expensive to get there. So there's a whole heap of reasons. Like Caloundra Music Festival was massive. They've cancelled. The Birdsville Big Red Bash, which has been a big one for years and years. After 11 years, they have put it on a hiatus.
Groove in the Moo's gone.
Groove in the Moo is gone. Yep. And there's just too many reasons. And I think that what we've got to do is the government has got to get in and help. It's the music industry. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I just wanted to point out the point of view too from me as an artist, and then you think about on the bigger scale, you've got to think how much you're paying your band and how much it costs to put on a festival. It's in the hundreds of thousands for just a smaller festival. So you can imagine one of those big ones, there's a big risk factor. And so you have insurance, and the insurance is ridiculous.
You can't afford it.
And the only way as a festival they can claim on rain is if you get some ridiculous amount of rain in between this hour and this hour. Otherwise, the insurance doesn't work if you get flooded out or whatever. So they make it almost impossible to claim on the insurance anyway. So it's a shame, but hey, country music's doing well, so that's good.
The Gina and Matty Podcast.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.